You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6.
This morning, a case of mistaken identity in the search for the victim of a possible alligator attack in Orlando will have the twist in that case.
If you belong to a gym, you need to see this surveillance video. Why St. Pete police are looking for this person.
And a White House staffer under fire this morning because of what she said about Senator John McCain. Reaction from the senator's wife. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
Good morning, early risers. 6 o'clock on this Friday morning. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Let's get right to it this morning. We are following breaking news overnight. One person is in the hospital this morning after being shot in Newtown. It
happened on Martin Luther King Way at Pershing about 1:40 a.m. Marla Spence is live at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, where the victim is now just arrived there. Marla, take it away.
Good morning, guys. The search is on for the person or the people responsible for firing shots in Newtown. A man who has not been identified yet was hit by a bullet while standing outside on MLK Way and Pershing Avenue. Right now, that man is currently recovering from his gunshot wound here at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. We're told he has none life-threatening injuries. And so far, this is the 15th shooting in Newtown this year and the second shooting this week. That first shooting this week happened Tuesday night near 23rd Street. There's no word if either of these shootings are connected in any way. So far, the shooters in both cases are unknown, and anyone with information in both of those cases are urged to call police. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right. Thank you very much, Marla.
Well, the good news is you'll like today's weather. The bad news is it starts to go downhill around Mother's Day, right, John Scalzi?
That's exactly right, Ray. We have today kind of a mix of sun and clouds out there. Not a bad day. We have a little bit higher humidity, that's true, but none of the clouds producing any rainfall, so if you have outdoor plans today, should not be an issue. We'll probably see our temperatures very similar to yesterday under the influence of some of that cloud cover, getting us to about 88 for a daytime high. No rain across the entire peninsula currently, and I don't think we're going to see a whole lot. Local temperatures coming in around 67 degrees in Lakewood Ranch, 66 Myakka, Wauchula, Arcadia, Northport at 67. Inglewood, you're waking up to 69 degrees today. Venice, you're at 68. You're holding steady there. And in Sarasota, 67. And we'll top it out at around 88, as I mentioned. Now, over the weekend, we're going to cloud up. We're going to see some rain showers come our way. Some parts of Florida could see some fairly heavy rainfall, according to some computer models. And Sunday, Mother's Day, I have determined to be a first alert weather day. We'll talk about that forecast and why I did that coming up in just a few.
All right, John, talk to you soon. There's the roads, Manatee County, showing some buildup on Cortez, westbound as you head out toward the beaches. Otherwise, relatively clear. Checking the lower half now, or I should say the upper half of Sarasota County. We'll see nothing to speak of so far. So far, so good. We'll check back on that in 15 minutes. And then the lower half of Sarasota County, nothing to report. There is one traffic note to talk to you about, though, coming up soon. Starting today, the eastbound lane on 30th Avenue East in Manatee County will be closed from 14th to 15th Street East. A half-block detour will take you right onto 14th Street East, then left on 32nd Avenue, which will then drop you back onto 15th Street East. And that'll take place for the next 2 weeks, which means the road will be blocked Monday through Friday during regular business hours.
An update this morning, crews searching for a possible alligator attack victim in Orlando have made a different discovery. On Wednesday, a man reported that he saw a teen flailing, waving his arms and screaming in the water that he'd been bitten before going under in an alligator-infested retention pond. Now, while crews were searching for him in the pond, they actually discovered a woman's body. Now, the Orange County Sheriff's Office says there are no signs of any trauma or any kind of attack and that she possibly just drowned. And caught on camera, a man swiping keys from a gym locker room, then stealing about $1,500 worth of belongings from the victim's car. St. Pete police posting this surveillance footage on their social media, hoping to identify the guy who they are referring to as the prowling gym plunderer. According to police, he also used stolen credit cards to spend hundreds of dollars in a nearby store.
A White House staffer may have a difficult morning today for what many are calling an insensitive remark about Senator John McCain. After McCain expressed opposition to the White House pick for CIA director, a special assistant to the president named Kelly Sadler wrote that the White House, quote, "doesn't matter, he's dying anyway." Well, the White House doesn't dispute the remark, and Sadler did not respond to a request for a comment. But McCain's wife did respond. Did you see this tweet right here? May I remind you, my husband has a family, 7 children and 5 grandchildren. McCain, of course, is currently battling an aggressive form of brain cancer. A White House official said she meant it as a joke, but it fell flat.
4 more counts of murder for the former police officer accused of being the Golden State Killer. Santa Barbara County District Attorney has announced that they are filing 4 counts of first-degree murder against Joseph DeAngelo. He could face a death penalty or life in prison without parole if he is convicted. DeAngelo, of course, remains in jail in Sacramento, where he's already facing other multiple murder charges.
It is 6:05 right now. Still ahead, you don't need to own a car or lease a car. How about a subscription service? Yeah, that's disrupting the car industry.
And the new way to get around town without all that commitment. We're going to tell you about it when we come back. But first,
here's a peek outside. A beautiful shot. Looks like a computer-generated shot. So pretty out there right now. 6:06 right now.
we have a beautiful day ahead, but maybe a bumpy Sunday for all those mothers out there on Mother's Day. Right, John Scalzi?
Yeah, that could be. We're looking at drought indexes continuing to rise across the Suncoast. Right now, we're in a moderate zone for drought, which is an increase over the last drought index reported. But take a look at the thunderstorm forecast over the next several days. Today, okay. Tomorrow, we start to see the thunderstorm chances begin to increase from the south. And on Mother's Day, Sunday, yeah, we're in the thick of it. We could see some, in places, heavy rainfall. Models are coming into agreement on that. We'll talk about it in just a second.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
I was always worried and scared. Mom was in pain. She wasn't going to get any better, and all the trips to the ER were painful for all of us. Then we called Tidewell Hospice, and everything changed. Now she has care in our home when she needs it, surrounded by family. We know we don't have much time left with Mom, but we decided to make the best out of that time. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Experience the Classical Music Celebration May 11th and 12th at the historic Sarasota Opera House. World-class musicians include guitar duo Charisma, currently touring with Andrea Bocelli. Tickets available online or by phone.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Outdoor living is one of the greatest perks about living in Florida. So whether this is your style, or this, or maybe this, contact Superior Pools. They've been building pools from Sarasota to Naples since 2001, and they would love to build yours.
Now, your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Yeah, so good day today. We're looking at a temperature coming in around 9 a.m. at about 73 degrees. We'll have a mix of sun and clouds through the day. At periods, some periods we'll have more sunshine than other periods, but on balance, we'll call it partly sunny. As we head into the afternoon, we'll look at 88 degrees by 3 p.m., about where we were yesterday. In fact, it's going to be a very similar kind of day to yesterday. Throughout the period, we will not see any rainfall. Our dew points are still comfortable, coming in at 63, higher than yesterday. Yes, that's true. It does feel a little more humid outside, but still in the comfortable zone. Once we get into the upper 60s, it's going to start to feel a little humid, and we'll be there tomorrow. 67 degrees, our air temperature, as I said, kind of a mix of sun and clouds out there. Periods of starry skies. Other times you're going to see the clouds. A lot of cloud cover out in Gulf waters and to the south, all part of a changing weather pattern that we are going to see here locally. At the surface, we'll get a southeasterly wind flow, but aloft, we're getting this wind that's coming in really off the plains of Mexico, bringing up this plume of moisture and clouds. And a little surface trough of low pressure exists down to our south, and that's why we're having rain showers in progress down around the Florida Straits. Now, over the course of the next 24 hours, that high pressure ridge moves closer to the Atlantic. That allows for this trough of low pressure to lift further to the north and our surface winds to turn increasingly southerly. With that comes the surface humidity and the potential of some heavier rainfall, as this little trough of low pressure produces perhaps a surface low, certainly an upper level low, and no doubt about it, a kicker in the atmosphere to help produce these rains. So by the time we head into Sunday, we start to see these rain showers spreading from south to north across the peninsula. And that includes our area. Warm and dry today. Most of the day tomorrow looks pretty good. Sunday, we're going to get some rainfall around here. And computer models are kind of coming into agreement that there could be some periods of heavy rain across some parts of central and southern Florida. They could see 2-inch rainfalls, which is a significant amount of rain for an afternoon and evening. Humid weekend as well. It's going to feel kind of sticky out there. So the Weather Prediction Center is an agency of the United States government kind of responsible for producing precipitation forecasts, or cumulative rainfall forecasts. And they're becoming into better agreement for the Sunday period of perhaps 2-inch rainfalls across west central Florida. This particular computer model most closely aligns itself with that forecast. And you can see across our coastline, we're in the 2-inch and better category for rainfall. And that really, the majority of that accumulation is coming from the period of 12 noon on Sunday to midnight Sunday. So I'm calling it a first alert weather day just because a lot of people had plans, I think, for outdoor activities, maybe some boating with mom, maybe some outdoor strolling. So that could be a problem. You might have to kind of come up in your mind with some alternative plans if you had planned an outdoor Mother's Day. Watch the Futurecast, put it into motion. This line of showers starts to lift northward. Well, we hope. There we go. Okay. It starts to lift northward across the region, and we start to see it spreading on Sunday across the entire area with some pockets of some heavier rain. Impossible to know at this time exactly where those pockets of heavier rain will be, whether they'll be over us, whether they'll be inland or a little further to the south, but the potential exists for a wet Sunday afternoon. Northwest wind at about 10 today for boaters. Not a bad day for boating, and here's the forecast. 88 today. Saturday, 20% chance of showers late in the day. On Sunday, Mother's Day, a 70% chance of showers in the afternoon and evening. About a 30% chance of thunderstorms within those showers. It's a first alert weather day. And then that chance of rain really kind of lingers for several days in a row, and hopefully will take a dent in our drought indexes and fire danger indexes. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. And your first alert traffic out there this morning. Let's start off in Bradenton area. We've got some traffic that's going over the bridges right now. A lot of congestion that we're already starting to see on both of those bridges coming into Bradenton. Heading a little bit farther in Manatee County, we've got some slowdowns right there too on 301 and State Road 70. Then in Sarasota County, starting to see some of those typical morning slowdowns that are coming off of 75 and onto Fruitville and onto Bee Ridge Road. Those are starting to get some delays right there as well. A little farther south in the southern half of Sarasota County, those roads are still looking looking good around this time of the morning. If you're headed farther south in the area, both 75 and 41 are running pretty smoothly this morning. It is 6:15, and that's your first alert traffic. And summer vacation is just around the corner, but traveling during those peak months can get a little pricey.
So is this the time to cash in on those credit card points and miles? ABC's Marcy Gonzalez talked to the experts.
Points, miles, free nights. Whether you've been saving up all those travel rewards or are new to the game, experts say if you're strategic, they could be key to a dream vacation at a fraction of the cost.
If you've got points, the world is your oyster.
First, you gotta get those points. Brian Kelly, known as the Points Guy, has traveled the world by cashing in his rewards. He says to start, sign up with loyalty programs for the airlines, hotel chains, and rental car companies you use the most. Next, do your homework in choosing a credit card that'll give you the most perks. Don't just go with those in-flight or airport offers.
Sometimes the best credit card deals are sent snail mail, so always open your mail from your credit card company. They offer targeted offers only available to you.
He says avoid those offers to buy miles when you book or check in for a flight. Instead, earn extra points using shopping portals.
Simply a website that you go to, you enter your frequent flyer number, and then whenever you click through to retailers, you can earn 1, 2, 3, or to 30 miles per dollar spent at certain retailers. So for stuff that you're going to buy anyway.
And when it's finally time to book that trip, where you go matters. Kelly suggests using Google Flights to search for the best low-cost destinations. And ABC's travel and lifestyle editor Genevieve Shaw Brown suggests considering the Caribbean for some timely deals.
The places that were affected by hurricanes Irma and Maria are in the process of recovering and hoping to draw back tourists by offering great discounts on hotel rooms and package tours.
She says you can also save depending on when you book. Analysts found that for the best prices, make your flight reservations 47 days before your departure. In Hilo, Hawaii, Marcy Gonzalez, ABC News.
So you might own a car, you might lease a car, and now you can have a car subscription service instead. They're popping up nationwide. The service requires you to pay a startup fee and then a monthly fee based on the program of the car you select. The monthly fee can include insurance and maintenance. A downside, it might not be the cheapest option. Auto website Edmunds says crunch the numbers first and also read the fine print. We call that an industry disruptor.
Ah, changing the way. That's what they called Uber originally, too, when it first started. Yeah.
This is heading toward car dealerships now. Still ahead on Good Morning Suncoast.
A Florida deputy makes a split-second life-saving decision, and it is all caught on dash camera. Plus, Marla?
And we're following breaking news from overnight. I'm live at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, where one man is recovering after being shot on Dr. Martin Luther King Way in North Sarasota. What we know about that shooting is coming up at 6:30.
It is 6:18 right now. Looks like a pretty morning in progress. You might like today's weather, but John Scalzi says by Mother's Day on Sunday, a bit of a washout. He'll explain coming up on Good Morning Suncoast.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do-it-yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease a new Subaru Impreza today for just $155 a month. Or get 0% financing with zero down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Since 2004, Embracing Our Differences has used the power of art and education to promote diversity. One way it accomplishes this is through its annual outdoor exhibition of 45 billboard-sized works of art, each accompanied by an inspirational quote. Join us in creating a community that is inclusive for all, where differences are embraced and individuality is celebrated. We invite you to celebrate the voices and visions of diversity and inclusion at this year's exhibit at Sarasota's Island Park.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score. It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach. Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Trying to figure out the perspective of this. This is Manhattan, this is New York, this is New Jersey, but we're trying to figure out the exact perspective as to where the skyline of Manhattan is from this angle.
Right. Is it on to the side or behind us?
Or off in the distance?
Right?
Yeah, that's
Right?
New York.
We're making your brains work extra hard as we look at this shot for you this morning. It is 6:22. Thanks for waking up with us right now on Good Morning Suncoast. Now you have to see this. There is amazing video that was all caught on camera. A deputy in Ocala is getting some big praise for saving the life of a 3-month-old baby. The entire thing was captured on his dashboard camera. Now this is some of the first video that we've seen. Now this is little Kingston Crowell. Now here's what happened. Deputy Jeremy Nix, he was actually headed home after his shift when he saw Kingston's mother and sister yelling for help. Now they had pulled over, as you can see right here, near an intersection. Little Kingston had actually stopped breathing, and you can see on the dash cam video, he rushes over, he puts him in his car and takes him to the hospital.
I just kind of panicked and started crying. I was like, is he okay? Just tell me he's breathing.
Now, Deputy Nix had to make the split-second decision to get Kingston to the hospital himself, right in the patrol car, a decision that doctors say saved his life.
Oh, interesting news here. Starbucks bathrooms will soon be open to anybody who needs them, not just customers. That's what company chairman Howard Schultz announced on Thursday. He said Starbucks does not want anyone to feel that there is any kind of bias against them or that they have to buy anything. This decision follows a recent incident in Philadelphia where 2 black men were arrested at Starbucks. They asked to use the bathroom but were turned away because they weren't paying customers. They later took a table and didn't order anything, so the manager called police, who arrested them for trespassing. That incident led to a public backlash, and Starbucks promised to train its employees about racial bias.
Well, the NTSB is looking into a deadly crash that involves a Tesla. Could it have something to do with the car's battery?
ABC's Diane Macedo has the story.
In this morning's GMA First Look, the NTSB is investigating this high-speed crash. A Tesla Model S consumed by fire. 2 Fort Lauderdale high school seniors were killed. A third was sent to the hospital.
And no one could help. And that just crushed me.
Federal investigators and regulators are now focused on what caused the battery-powered Tesla to burst into flames after crashing into a concrete barrier. Lithium-ion batteries can hold a lot of power, but a short or breach can lead to a thermal runaway. We've seen it in phones, e-cigarettes, hoverboards, but cars contain thousands of batteries.
The lithium battery is not intrinsically safe.
Tesla tells us in a statement, serious high-speed collisions can result in a fire, but adds Tesla data shows a gas car in the United States is 5 times more likely to experience a fire. And we'll have more on the investigation coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Diane Macedo, ABC News, New York.
I've always been about what's next. I'm still giving it my best, even though I live with a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, not caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, I'm up for that. Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, plus has significantly less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both. So what's next? seeing these guys.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
Eliquis, the #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor if Eliquis is what's next for you.
My California Closets experience has been wonderful. My mother's a huge inspiration. Before she passed away, she would say, you should do something special for yourself. First time I saw my closet, I immediately thought, this is the best thing I've ever done for myself. I call it my Tiffany style closet. I mean, I can shop in my own closet every day. I love that. My name is Cynthia, and this is my California Closets story.
Experience the Classical Music Celebration May 11th and 12th at the historic Sarasota Opera House. World-class musicians include guitar duo Charisma, currently touring with Andrea Bocelli. Tickets available online or by phone.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Thank you.
What are you doing? You are the best protection she has. Buddy up. I'm Jill Harrington. Please visit helpsavethenextgirl.com and get involved.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
You're watching Good Morning Suncoast at 6:30.
As the lava lake has receded deep into the crater, the rocks in the steep crater walls are falling into that, and that's creating gas explosions.
More devastating damage on the way on the Big Island of Hawaii. How locals are managing and what's next for them.
Happening today, the CARES program is helping families in need. We'll tell you what life-saving resource they'll be passing out today. Plus,
there is nothing lovely about it. If you've been swarmed by those love bugs, boy, you are not alone. One ABC7 viewer shows us what they did to her house. We've got this crazy video for you coming up in just a moment. Good Morning Suncoast starts right now.
I rode my bike through a flock of love bugs last weekend.
So many out there
Keep
right
your
now.
mouth closed.
Yes.
6:30, good morning. I'm Ray Collins.
And I'm Stephanie Webb. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. We want to get right to the breaking news overnight. Right now, police are looking for a shooter that sent one person to the hospital earlier this morning.
The victim's injuries are not life-threatening. It happened on Martin Luther King Way and Pershing about 1:40 a.m. Marla Spence is live at the hospital where the victim is receiving treatment now. Marla?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, that victim, who has not been named as of yet, is here recovering from a gunshot wound after standing outside on Dr. Martin Luther King Way and Pershing Avenue. Now, right now, Sarasota police is looking for the person or the people responsible for shooting that man. So far, it's unknown who the shooter is, but this is something that Sarasota police is currently working on. Now, earlier this morning, a crime scene unit was here parked outside the surgery center at Sarasota Memorial Hospital. That unit is no longer on scene this morning. We're told the victim who is here has none life-threatening injuries, and we are continuing to wait for more information to be released in this shooting investigation. Right now, information is very limited at the time. This is a developing story, and once we find out more information, we will bring you the latest. Reporting live in Sarasota, I'm Marla Spence for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla.
Well, John, I used the phrase washout earlier, and that was a bit too strong for Sunday, probably.
Yeah, the fact is we just don't know how much rainfall we're going to get on Sunday. We do know that we are increasingly confident that we'll have showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon, but just how much of that rain we'll get is still a little bit in question. I would say that it is wise, though, to have alternate plans if you had planned on an outdoor Mother's Day. We are seeing cloud cover across the entire state today at times. It's not rain-producing cloud cover, though, and we should have a very pleasant afternoon, kind of like yesterday, mix of sun and clouds. Radar quiet at this hour and probably will be all day long, except maybe in the very southern part of the state. You might see an isolated shower or two in the Keys or Miami. We're looking at 66 Lakewood Ranch, 67 Sarasota, Venice coming in at 68, 69 in Inglewood. Bradenton comes in at 66 as well. Top it out today about where we did yesterday at 88. Not putting rain chances in today, but we'll start putting rain chances into the forecast tomorrow and spike them on Sunday. First alert weather day Sunday. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, talk to you soon, John. Checking the roads. First alert traffic showing not much to speak of outside of University Parkway in the westbound lane as you approach Whitfield Avenue. Be aware of that little blotch right now. Otherwise, not too bad. Checking farther south now into the northern half of Sarasota County. Some early buildup there on 41 northbound as you approach Bee Ridge Road. Also out Bee Ridge as you get off the interstate and head westbound and cross over Cattleman. And then checking our final maps to the south of us here, we'll find out a couple small delays in both directions on US 41 down by the Sarasota and Charlotte County lines. New details this morning on an investigation into a teacher's aide in a Sarasota County elementary school. A teacher's aide at Ashton Elementary is accused by at least 2 students of inappropriate behavior. Now, no word yet what it involves. We talked to a former student and a parent about the situation.
It's really scary to think that a child like that, especially at that young age, could possibly even be exposed to something so wrong.
If these accusations are true, the sheriff's office, we have faith in the system. They'll be able to do something to, to prosecute to the fullest and to prevent this from happening in the future.
Now, the teacher's aide has been placed on leave and the sheriff's office is investigating.
All right, next, take a look at this. This is the Kilauea volcano in Hawaii. Already destroyed dozens of structures and homes and has left so many families homeless. They've lost everything. The bad side, things may get worse as the Aloha State heads into the weekend. All of this lava that's right here, you can see some of these gases that are coming out. This is now spreading around the island. John Lawrence shows us the destructive damage on the Big Island and what is next in the coming weeks.
It's been a week since the Kilauea volcano erupted in Hawaii.
Well, it seems like the cracks are spreading.
And there's no telling about what may be coming over the next few weeks.
This is an ongoing event with no end in sight that anyone can make any kind of firm predictions. It's still a very fluid situation.
Volcanic lava has already destroyed at least 36 structures and blanketed nearly 117 acres.
As the lava lake has receded deep into the crater, the rocks in the steep crater walls are falling into that, and that's creating gas explosions.
State officials say Kilauea's activity resembles what was seen right before a major eruption in 1924 when enormous rocks called ballistic boulders were launched from the earth. Other potential hazards that could be coming: acid rain, volcanic smog known as VOG, and even more lava.
You just want to cry and hug everybody because everybody's in the same situation.
Many residents have been forced to evacuate their homes, and they're not sure when or whether they'll have anything to return to.
We think fondly of Madame Pele. We've left her a glass of gin. We hope that she thinks we're good stewards and sees fit to leave our land and home intact.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Happening today, the CARES program is partnering with local community groups to distribute naloxone kits for free and provide training to friends and families and loved ones of those struggling with opioid addiction. In 2016, almost 6,000 deaths here in Florida were due to opioid abuse. Now, that CARES program hopes to help families feel more prepared and ready to help someone in need.
You imagine the anguish and the torment and the pain of a parent or a friend finding their loved one died of an overdose. That tears at the fabric of this community, of every community. That's why we're doing this.
Congressman Vern Buchanan will attend today's distribution event. The CARES program will go into local neighborhoods to hand out those kits directly to families in need.
An update this morning on the most popular local mass transit route, the Siesta Key Breeze Trolley. It has secured federal, state, and local funding. The trolley celebrated its first birthday in March. In its first 13 months alone, it had, get this, 250,000 passengers. It goes up and down Siesta Key from the Villages to Turtle Beach and back.
Well, thanks to Moat Marine Lab, this turtle is enjoying some freedom once again. Volunteers at Moat released a young green sea turtle named Soshi back into the Gulf. Fishermen found little Soshi floating about 15 miles west of Anna Maria Island about a month and a half ago, covered in some sort of yellow slime that was burning her skin and eyes. Moat cleaned up Soshi and gave her some antibiotics, and now she is fully recovered.
If you find a turtle, you're supposed to call your local stranding network or call FWC, and then they'll decide if the turtle is actually in harm's way, and if so, it'll be transported to the nearest rehabilitation facility.
Now, of course, as a reminder, it is sea turtle nesting season. Watch out for those turtle nests. They are all over our beaches. Nesting season runs until October 31st.
And you know what other season it is right now? Love bug season. Everywhere, love bugs. A viewer named Nicole Berry sent us this video. You can see love bugs cover the outside of the house on Midnight Pass Road in the Turtle Beach area. Love bugs are swarming right now. They're attracted to light-colored surfaces, and they make your car a mess. They can even damage your car's paint if you don't wash it off within a week.
Well, diagnosed with leukemia before the age of 3 years old, 2 years of chemotherapy. Today, she's a college student with a goal of getting her doctorate degree in zoology.
All this week, I've had a chance to meet and profile local cancer survivors in preparation of tonight's Dick Vitale Gala for Pediatric Cancer Research. This morning, you're going to meet Erin.
Enjoy. Thank you.
You don't have to tell Erin Kizalewski to enjoy. She's already enjoying, and it's all because how it began.
When I was 2.5 years old on July 4th, I was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and for 132 weeks I went through chemotherapy at the All Children's Hospital in St. Pete.
She vividly recalls putting Play-Doh on her head to make up for her lack of hair. But now, 15 years later, Erin is not only healthy, but she has an appreciation for life.
Because I know how fragile it can be and just how quickly it can be taken away, because in the hospital, when I was there for treatment, we made friends with a lot of the families, but unfortunately, a lot of the families' kids didn't make it through treatment, so you kind of understand just how fragile life can be.
No child should be doing chemo and radiation, should be out playing.
Erin says she's enjoyed attending the annual Dick Vitale Galas with her family. Here she is when we first met her 3 years ago. She says one of the best parts of the galas is bonding with the other cancer survivors.
Yes, you get to talk with the kids and you get to joke about it and you get to talk about what happened to you, and you kind of, like, it's not like you're walking on eggshells around them. They know exactly what you've been through, you know what they've been through, and you can move past that.
Good, how are you?
School going.
Amazing, thank you.
We set up this reunion of Erin with Dick Vitale, who she calls Mr. Vitale, half father figure, half cheerleader, behind her all the way.
With Mr. Vitale, you know that every single penny is going to pediatric cancer research and funding the research.
It was such a pleasure to meet the 4 folks I talked to this week.
Their stories have been amazing. If you missed
Yeah.
any, go online, mysuncoast.com. They're amazing stories of how everything has changed.
Also, more information about the gala. There's articles about the gala tonight as well. I hope to raise $3.5 million tonight.
And you're going to be out there live during the news, correct?
Yep, I'll be live at 5, 5:30, and 6 this evening from the Ritz-Carlton. Some big names coming to town. We'll have full coverage tonight on ABC 7.
All right, still to come on Good Morning SpaceX, or excuse me, on Suncoast about SpaceX. I got excited. I got rocket excited, people.
We'll tell you what happened yesterday and what they hope to happen today when we come back.
All right, but first, here is a live look. This is Sarasota Memorial Hospital this morning. We have been following this breaking news that happened overnight. Marla Spence has been covering a shooting that occurred there around 1:40 this morning in Newtown. One victim is being treated right now at the hospital, and the shooter does remain on the loose.
As far as the local forecast for today and the weekend, well, a bit of a mixed bag, John.
Yeah, it is. There are some changes coming up over the course of the weekend, but this morning looks great for your morning commute. No inclement weather box changed. Everything looks good as it has all week long, really, for the commute. Upper 60s to low 70s if you're heading out the door soon, and temperatures will be in the upper 80s on the way home with rain-free skies. All airport hubs serving Sarasota International running on time according to the FAA, but I'll tell you what, in the next couple hours, O'Hare may see some delays, and over the course of the afternoon, the Mid-Atlantic on up to about New York may see some problems. I don't think Boston will have an issue, though, but you might plan on some airport delays for LaGuardia or Reagan airports. We'll have the complete forecast coming up in a few.
Says Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free. You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TrueStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TrueStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TrueStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So we're looking at a 3 p.m. temperature this afternoon of 88 degrees, about where we were yesterday. Kind of a mix of sun and clouds, but you'll notice time by time panels not showing any rain chance. And the reason for that is we're still in kind of a stable environment with low relative humidity aloft above these clouds. So we don't have any kicker in the atmosphere to produce showers. We'll get the cloud cover around from time to time, streaming in from other locations, but nothing that's going to give us the kind of loft in those clouds necessary to produce rain. Not yet. That comes, though, over the course of the weekend. 67 degrees the air temperature. We have 63-degree dew point. A little bit of sunshine poking through those clouds as dawn breaks across the region, and I think that'll heat us up nicely today. You see, we're kind of on the cusp right here between the fairer skies just to the north, which are over some parts of the viewing area, and the thicker cloud cover, which is pretty widespread from about Charlotte Harbor southward into central Florida. As we head into the next 24 hours, we're going to look at a trough of low pressure located just to our south begin to lift north in response to a moving ridge of high pressure, which has provided us for days with beautiful weather. That moves out into the Atlantic. That high pressure ridge brings our winds around out of the south, increases the moisture. That trough of low pressure lifts north. That's an upper level trough, but a surface reflection also. And we might develop a little low pressure area out here in the eastern Gulf waters. In any event, all of that kind of teams up together to produce the potential for some fairly heavy rainfall on Sunday, Mother's Day, particularly in the afternoon and evening when total accumulations could in some instances exceed 2 inches in locations on west central Florida or certainly southern Florida. So we'll be watching for that. Warm and dry today, though. Sunday rains, and then a humid weekend as we develop that southerly flow, and it really does return all the moisture to the area. This is the rainfall forecast, and you can see across parts of west central Florida, you're in the better than 2.5-inch category in this particular computer model. I don't think it's out of the question that we could see pockets of that kind of rain. And so I've called it a first alert weather day because everybody has outdoor activities planned on Sunday, right? And it could be kind of disruptive weather, I think. As you look at the futurecast here, you'll notice that area of little low pressure trying to develop out here in the Gulf waters. Not tropical by any stretch, but it really doesn't last very long. Kind of opens up into a broad trough that covers a lot of territory. And so consequently, that's why my confidence in seeing some rain showers around somewhere in the viewing area is pretty high. In fact, I think most of us will see some rainfall on Sunday. And in fact, that lingers through Sunday night into Monday morning. And so it could be a case of kind of intermittent showers throughout the afternoon on Sunday into Sunday evening. Or you could get several hours in a row of no rainfall whatsoever, giving you time to go out to restaurants or maybe a movie or whatever. We'll have to wait and see and kind of take it day by day, but certainly the potential does exist for some pretty disruptive weather. Thunderstorm outlook does show Saturday increasing rain chances in the southern tip, but on Sunday an even better rain chance and thunderstorm chance for the state of Florida. Forecast looking like this for the weekend. Well, we'll be looking at the potential for some, well, we'll go hour by hour here or day by day. We're looking for the potential. There we go. That's clicking now. 88 degrees by Friday. By Saturday, 20% chance of a late day shower working into the forecast. Up to 70% now chance of rainfall on Sunday. We'll call it a first alert weather day. Not for severe weather, just for some disruptive showers and thunderstorms. And then the rest of the work week looks pretty good. Back to you.
All right, thanks, John. Outside, 6:48. Let's take a look at your first alert traffic. Starting off in Manatee County, as usual, around this time in the morning, we definitely are seeing some slowdowns. First, definitely the ones that are coming across the bridge into Bradenton, some slowdowns on both of those. 41 southbound is actually showing some more slowdowns, too, more so than they usually do around this time. 301 State Road 70 actually running smoothly, unlike most days. Heading into Sarasota County, those roads are actually looking pretty decent out there around this morning, too. No real slowdowns or delays to tell you about there. A little bit farther south in the county, those roads again looking pretty decent. No major delays to tell you about. 6:49 right here on ABC 7. All right, happening today, attempt number 2 to launch a brand new rocket. Yesterday, SpaceX scrubbed the launch with about 50 seconds before it was time to go. The company was planning to test the new rocket version of the reusable Falcon 9 from Kennedy Space Center. Less than a minute before takeoff, they got an abort message. Couldn't get things back on track within that window available to launch. So they are going to try it again today. It's going to be taking place between 4:14 this afternoon and 6:21. And we, of course, if you can't get outside, if you can't watch it, we stream those live right from our ABC 7 Facebook page. So check it out.
Look at this amazing video, a rare sight on Southern California's coast. As you can see out in the water, algae blooms made the ocean waves glow neon blue at night. Glowing waves gives new meaning to deep blue sea. This phenomenon is called bioluminescence. There you go.
All right, thank you, Dr. Collins. And new this morning, the woman who escaped from a Manatee County Corrections facility almost a week ago is now back in custody this morning. Deputies say that Silver Bean was arrested without incident earlier this morning in Palm Beach County, where she was originally charged with cocaine possession. Bean now faces additional escape charges. No word yet on a trial date.
Still ahead, your top 7 before 7.
And that, of course, includes a look at your First Alert weather and your Mother's Day forecast, as well as a traffic before we get you ready for the day.
But first, a peek outside our window at the Rosemary District and Sarasota Bay, looking over the 10th Street boat ramp off at Longboat Key in the distance. You're watching Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7.
Picking out a new ceiling fan? That's a do-it-yourself. Installing your new ceiling fan?
No.
That's a don't do it yourself. For ceiling fans, rewires, or anything electrical, play it safe. And call on the trained electricians from your locally owned Mr. Sparky. It's no accident that so many of our customers are repeat customers. Trust Mr. Sparky for all your electrical repairs.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Get to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota for big savings during the Chrysler Pacifica Incredible Sales Event. Get KBB's 2017 Best Buy Award overall winner, the Chrysler Pacifica, for just $23,999. Or save big and get the new Chrysler 300 Touring with an MSRP over $30,000 for just $21,999. That's a savings of over $8,000. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Experience the Classical Music Celebration May 11th and 12th at the historic Sarasota Opera House. World-class musicians include guitar duo Charisma, currently touring with Andrea Bocelli. Tickets available online or by phone.
I actually started playing the game at 11 years old, so I started a little bit later than most players. But I was actually raised on Fighting Joe. The value here at Robert Trent Jones is unsurpassable. I mean, I have looked to other places. I've traveled all the way across the country. Everything is perfect as far as everything is the golf course, the rolling of the greens. Everything that I've encountered has just been absolutely incredible. And for the money that you spend, for the value that you actually get, it is unsurpassable. I'd recommend it for anybody.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Get breaking news, plus First Alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
It is 6:54, and here are the top 7 things that you need to know before you head out the door today at 7.
First off, John Scalzi's First Alert weather forecast.
Yeah, your takeaways from the forecast office are, well, we're going to have more rainfall over the weekend, that's for sure. Sun cloud mix and warm today, but weekend rain chances increase and spike on Sunday. Higher humidity next week. What to grab as you head out the door? Well, I think you should grab the First Alert weather app because you're going to need it over the weekend, frankly. We'll look for a forecast today that's partly sunny, warm, no rain today, but the temperature of 67 is an indication of the increased humidity around. Don't forget, take the forecast with you this weekend with the First Alert weather app on your phone. We're also updating mysuncoast.com and so social media. Back to you.
Thank you, John. Number 2, some buildup there on 14th Street West in both directions around Bayshore Gardens. That's the scene right now in Manatee County. Marla Spence is live outside Sarasota Memorial Hospital. Marla?
I'm live at Sarasota Memorial Hospital, where a man is recovering after being shot in Newtown. So far, this is the 2nd shooting this week and the 15th shooting this year for Newtown. We reported a story on the crime in Newtown. Despite the recent incidents, one city commissioner says the crime is getting better and the crime rate is much lower than it is now compared to previous years.
Number 4, happening today, the CARES program, passing out free naloxone kits to families and friends who have a loved one suffering from opioid addiction.
Number 5, St. Pete police are looking for the prowling gym plunderer. That's what they're calling him this morning. They say he stole keys from a gym locker room and then snatched about $1,500 of belongings from the victim's car.
Number 6, tonight is game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Bolts take on the Capitals. The winner of the 7-game series goes on to the Stanley Cup Finals.
And number 7, did you think we weren't going to cover this? The Millennium Falcon landed, guys, on Hollywood Boulevard last night for the world premiere of the latest Star Wars movie, Solo, a Star Wars story. It, of course, is the origin of Han Solo. Dozens of fans were camped out overnight. Now, in this is how we learn how he and Chewbacca met. There's even a lady Wookiee that's involved. He won a bet with Lando Calrissian. All words these guys don't understand.
No. Have a great weekend, folks. Good Morning America is next. We'll see you on Monday.